Back in the day, I had a different business manager, and this is when we were about to get married. The business manager hit me up on the side. He's like, by the way, I think that, we should get this prenup settled or whatever like that. And I was operating with good faith, right? So I was like, well, why don't you just get a lawyer, and then like my wife and I will talk to the lawyer, and then we'll see what the things are, right? Well, you're already smiling because you know where this is going.
I know where it's going.
Because I'm like, let's just figure out what these things are. Like, she's not against it. Like, and we talk to the lawyer, and the lawyer goes, well, I don't know if I should be having this call with you and your wife. And I'm like, well, I'm not trying to fuck over my wife.
It's called potentially adverse interests.
But there's the perfect example of how could you then go forward with this agreement if, obviously it's rational, but how can you go forward with this agreement if the first time you're talking to a lawyer, he basically says, hey, she shouldn't be on because we're going to try to fuck her.
Right.
Like, to me, I literally was going, just give me a lawyer so they can explain what's going on. And then if this is something that we even feel like we should do.
And I can't tell you, well, because here's the thing. What the lawyer is saying, and they don't say it in artful ways, but what lawyers are saying in that situation is you have potentially adverse interests. More for you is less for her, less for you is more for her, right? So but see, again, this is all stuff that technology has made easier. So people come to me and they go, look, my fiance and I want to talk to you about a prenup. I go, look, I'm not allowed to counsel you both. But here's what we can do. Let's do it via Zoom, record the entire thing. She will hear everything. You can play it for whoever you want, including your fiance. I can't give her legal advice, but I can give you legal advice, and you can play for her every word I say to you so that she doesn't feel intimidated. But see, this is the reality, is we can do it, solve for the actual problem. So what you're saying is, you're absolutely right. We're taking an adversarial system, and you're hiring lawyers whose job, theoretically, is to protect their individual client at the expense of the other, which, by the way, one of the things I'm least proud of my colleagues for is we're so used to dealing with warring tribes in a divorce that then when we're doing a prenup, we approach it the same way.
And it does leave a bad taste.
And these fucking people are getting in a car and driving home together. Like, this is not the same thing as a divorce.
That was the
so there should be a different approach, and there can be. We just have to rethink the way we do it.
Even the language, it was like, we just want to protect you. And I go, well, my wife's not trying to kill me. She's not trying to hurt me. Like, why are you using this language as if she's trying to do something nefarious?
Protect me from what?
Protect me from what? Like, why aren't we protecting ourselves? That's why I'm saying, like, the way that we approach this, and as you've talked about on the pod, I think has been really healthy, which is like, hey, just come together on an agreement that you think is superior than the agreement that the government is going to impose on you.
Totally.
Who wouldn't agree to that?
Totally useful. It makes total sense.
Why can't
it's
you
a much
go to
easier sell. And by the way, I think what you said earlier is absolutely correct.
Why isn't there a neutral party?
It's an opportunity for people to have a really important discussion.
But why isn't there like a lawyer that wouldn't represent each party, but just someone you could go to for information?
There are ways to do it. There are people that do it that way.
There should be more of that.
There are lawyers who work collaboratively who'll say, let's all meet together. We each have a lawyer. There's people that work in mediation to mediate a prenup. There's a lot of ways. There's more than one path up the mountain.
Like, you don't even have to do the prenup, but just inform us. Maybe we work it all out with you, and then we
There's so many ways to do it. But again, we're just used to doing it one way. We've handed it off to an adversarial system. And so to a person with a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Like, to a person who argues for a living, everything looks like an invitation to have a fucking argument. You know, I get paid to be paranoid. Like, my mother tells me she loves me, I ask for references. Like, that's my job. Like, that's my job, because I see the worst in people all day long.
That's heavy.
You know, so what you have to do is you have to get to a place where you go, okay, look, this is a conversation. Like, I guarantee when you and your wife did that estate planning, you probably had to have some conversations about, like, hey, something happens, like, who watches the kids? Like, and what do we do about this?
Do we trust that family member? Are they responsible enough?
But I tell you, I bet that deepens the level of connection, intimacy the two of you have. And by the way, doing that estate planning, like, we are never more alive than when we're in the presence of death. Like, when you stop and think about, holy shit, if I lost this person, like, what would that feel like? You want to hug that person 50 times more.
100%.
So to me, like, early on in a relationship, when you're still madly in love with each other and you're about to sign up for this, you know, I'm marrying you, it's going to be you, you, and only you. That's the time to say, you know what? If we ever hurt each other, if we ever, what do we owe each other? How do we handle that? Like, how do I love you? How do I make you feel safe? That's a great time to have that conversation.
Yeah. This is really healthy. I really think there should be a neutral party that you could go to for information about like the laws in the state you are?
There's mediators. You can go to a
that'd be
mediator.
helpful.
You can go to an attorney and say to the attorney, look, I just want to have an educational conversation about this. I don't want you to draft the prenup necessarily. Again, I think you're going to see in the coming years, I intend to be part of it, you're going to see more of the democratization of prenups. Because I think the younger generation, like I'm older than all of you, and I have to tell you, one of the things, like I look at my 20-something-year-old sons, and I have a lot of hope for the future because I think that you're looking at a situation and going, okay, but why do we do it that way? Like, why do we do it that? We don't have to do it that way. And it's okay for people to say, hey, you know what? We can do it however we want to do it.
It just left a bad taste in both of our mouths. Like I understood like where the business manager was coming from because he probably has these clients that got a bunch of gold diggers trying to go after him.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't have that relationship with my wife. Like we didn't have, I mean, I had a couple bucks, but like, it's not what it was now. And we were operating in good faith. It wasn't even like, how do we keep this from you?
Yeah.
And then these lawyers on the side are trying to talk to me going, hey, well, you know, they should have somebody else do it. And then we don't talk. And I'm like, guys, this feels like I'm trying to screw over the person that I'm about to spend the rest of my life with. And I don't feel comfortable with that.
But I'd say something. Look, your career has been characterized by being somewhat iconoclastic. Like I've been a fan since the 441 days.
Respect. Thank you.
And I'm sure when you said, I'm going to put this out myself.
Yeah.
Some people who genuinely care about you and genuinely wanted to see you succeed said, dude, don't do it that way.
Yeah, sure.
You'll never make a dime.
Sure.
And by the way, they were not trying to mislead you. They weren't trying to hurt you. It's not that they didn't trust you.
Yeah.
They were looking at it and going, dude, I don't want to see it go wrong for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so people can in very good faith give very fucking bad advice, right? Because if that's the right way to do it, they did it fucking wrong.
It reflects their own decision.
They did it wrong, right? Because if you go, no, I'm going to do it this way, and you knock it out of the park like you did, they go, well, what the fuck was I? Why did I do it this other way? And the answer is because it was peer pressure from dead people.
No, you're right. We get caught up in these antiquated systems, and they either work for us or we believe that we're invested in them, and then we want to break free.
And yet, and I don't mean to use you as an example, I'm not picking on you.
Please.
You had the intelligence to think of this, and the balls to try it. Okay? And yet, when it comes to getting married, there was never the thought of like, oh, you know, why am I going to let the government impose a rule set? Why wouldn't we figure out a way to do it? Now, why? I don't blame you for that. I think it's just never been a conversation we have as a society.
My parents also had a really good marriage, and like I think when you come from broken marriages, it's a lot easier to look at how badly it could go. Like, and I think that I'm very lucky to come from a very healthy marriage. And so in my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, it's just going to go like that.
Right.
So maybe there's a little naivete in me.
Right. And listen, I think there's a beauty to that. Like I wish I knew no astronomy when the stars appear. Like I think, you know, like I liked it when I was like, look at the pretty lights in the sky. When you're like, oh, actually, that's something that flamed out 1 million years ago and the light's just reaching. You're like, oh, fuck. All right, I wish I didn't know that. I just thought it was nice.
Ignorance is bliss.
So I think there's something very beautiful about not knowing this stuff. But again, I am a fan. Like I think the truth is actually even more beautiful. Yeah. Like I think when two people say, I'm going to give you the ability to hurt me. Like I love you enough. Because I have to tell you something. I think it's fucking insane to love anything. I really do. Like a dog, a kid. Like you're going to lose it. Yeah. Everything you love, you're going to lose someday. Right. So to love something is to accept the inevitability that it's going to break your fucking heart someday. And yet we do it anyway because it's the best thing,
because life is better with it.
Right. So to me, like that makes it more beautiful to say, you know what? If you break my fucking heart, it will have been worth it. Yeah. It will have been worth it because we got to do this.
Sold. Sold. Akash is getting a prenup. All right, good.